In a place where the heat is overwhelming, water is more valuable than gold, and life constantly struggles to survive. The desert stands as one of Earth's most extreme environments. It may seem lifeless at first, but it's actually full of creatures that have developed amazing ways to thrive. How do they do it? How does life flourish in such an unforgiving place? In this journey, we'll explore the desert's secrets, uncovering how its inhabitants adapt to survive. Along the way, we may even find lessons for facing our own challenges. Water, the desert's most valuable treasure. You're in a place where water isn't just a necessity, it's more valuable than gold. In the desert, where every drop counts, creatures have evolved remarkable ways to survive. Take the camel, for example. This iconic desert traveler can go weeks without a single sip of water. How? It stores fat in its humps, and when the going gets tough, its body converts that fat into water. It's nature's way of turning a challenge into an advantage. And then, there's the kangaroo rat, a tiny desert dweller that never needs to drink water at all. Instead, it gets all the moisture it needs from its food. How amazing is that? These creatures show us just how smart nature can be when survival is on the line. But it's not just animals that have mastered the art of survival in the desert. Plants are just as clever. The cactus, with its sprawling root system, can soak up even the smallest rainfall, storing water in its thick, fleshy stems to endure long, dry spells. Some plants, like succulents, have an even trickier solution. They close their stomata during the day to hold on to every bit of water they can, and only open them at night when the air is cooler and less likely to steal their moisture. In a world where every drop of water could mean the difference between life and death, these adaptations are not just survival tactics. They are nature's genius at work. While we humans would struggle to haul water across the desert, these incredible species have found ways to thrive by making the most out of very little. And this, my friend, is just the beginning of the desert's endless battle for survival. The search for food, adaptation, and innovation. In the desert, where life can appear almost absent, the search for food is a constant test of adaptation and resilience. Desert foxes, for example, have developed an impressively diverse diet. They eat everything from small mammals to insects and even plants, ensuring their survival in an environment where food sources are few and far between. The scorpion offers another remarkable example of desert survival. It can go for months without eating, lying in wait in its burrow until the right prey comes close. This ability to endure long periods of fasting is essential for survival in a place where the next meal is always uncertain. Plants in the desert face similar challenges and must be equally creative. Carnivorous plants in some deserts have evolved to capture insects, supplementing the poor nutrients available in the soil. This gives them a competitive edge in a harsh environment where the ground offers little in the way of sustenance. Meanwhile, plants like the prickly pear cactus produce highly nutritious fruits that support a variety of species during the short rainy season when food becomes more plentiful. Competition for food in the desert is fierce, and the strategies developed for survival are as varied as the species themselves. In a place where every calorie counts, nature's ability to innovate shines through. These adaptations remind us that in the desert, survival isn't just about finding food. It's about using it wisely and efficiently. The unrelenting heat, overcoming a scorching environment. The scorching heat of the desert is one of the toughest challenges for any creature that calls it home. To survive, both physical and behavioral adaptations are essential. Take the fennec fox, a small mammal perfectly suited for desert life. Its large ears serve as natural heat radiators, helping to release excess body heat, while its light-colored fur reflects the sun's rays. During the hottest part of the day, this clever creature takes refuge in underground burrows where the temperature is much cooler. This behavior, known as thermal refuge, allows the fennec to conserve energy and avoid dehydration. Reptiles have evolved their own impressive tactics to beat the heat. The sand viper, for instance, spends the hottest hours buried beneath cooler layers of sand. Its unique sidewinding movement helps minimize contact with the hot surface, reducing the risk of burns and overheating. Simple, yet effective, these adaptations are crucial for survival in a landscape where direct exposure to the sun can be fatal. Even desert plants have developed extraordinary strategies to cope with the heat. Succulents, like cacti, close their stomata during the day to minimize water loss and perform photosynthesis at night when temperatures drop. This adaptation, called CAM, crassulation acid metabolism, enables them to thrive in conditions that would quickly overwhelm other plants. Surviving the desert's unrelenting heat requires ingenuity and resourcefulness. Nature, with its endless creativity, continues to offer solutions that allow life to flourish in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Camouflage and defense. Strategies for evading predators. In the desert, where predators are always on the lookout, survival depends on effective camouflage and defense. Take the desert lizard, for example. Its coloring perfectly matches the sandy and rocky landscape, allowing it to blend in effortlessly with its surroundings. This makes it nearly invisible to both predators and prey, a vital skill in such a harsh environment. But camouflage isn't just about staying hidden. It's also a powerful tool for hunting. Some desert creatures, like the thorny devil, take this a step further. Not only does this small Australian reptile blend into its rocky habitat, but it also has sharp spines covering its body. These spines make it a far less appealing meal for predators, providing both physical protection and the ability to disappear into the terrain. Other desert species use toxins to deter would-be attackers. Certain insects, for example, produce chemicals that make them unpleasant or even dangerous to eat. Some beetles employ an entirely different strategy. They play dead. When threatened, they flip onto their backs and remain motionless, fooling predators that prefer live prey. In the desert, where the threat of being hunted is constant, survival requires a blend of clever defenses and adaptive strategies. From disguises to toxic deterrents, these creatures showcase the endless creativity nature uses to stay one step ahead of danger. Movement and migration. The search for resources. In the desert, where food and water are scarce and scattered, survival often depends on the ability to move efficiently. Many desert animals have adapted to travel long distances in search of these precious resources. A prime example is the saiga antelope, which migrates thousands of kilometers to follow seasonal rains and find fresh grazing lands. This nomadic lifestyle helps the herd avoid the harshest conditions and ensures access to the food and water they need to survive. For smaller creatures like the gerbil, movement is just as crucial, but on a smaller scale. These tiny rodents rely on quick, unpredictable movements to navigate the tough desert terrain. Their rapid, erratic sprints help them evade predators, while also allowing them to find food and shelter in short bursts. By moving swiftly between safe spots, they increase their chances of survival in an ever-changing environment. Even desert plants, typically stationary, have found ways to move. Some plants produce seeds that can be carried by the wind or animals, enabling them to spread to new locations where conditions might be more favorable. This seed dispersal acts as a form of plant migration, allowing species to expand their range and escape environments that have become too inhospitable. In the desert, whether through animal migration or the spreading of plant seeds, movement is essential for survival. This constant search for resources ensures that life can endure, even in one of the most demanding environments on Earth. Cooperation and social structures. Survival in numbers. While the desert might appear to be a lonely and isolating place, many species have learned that survival is often easier in groups. Meerkats are a perfect example. These small mammals live in highly organized colonies where each member has a specific role. Some stand guard against predators, while others forage for food. This division of labor ensures the group runs smoothly, with resources shared and the most vulnerable members, like the young, kept safe. Similarly, Saharan silver ants have also mastered the art of teamwork. These ants work together to locate and transport food back to their nest, before the midday heat becomes too intense. In the scorching desert, coordination and quick, organized teamwork are crucial for the colony's survival. Without this cooperation, they wouldn't be able to gather enough food or escape the deadly temperatures. Even plants in the desert form cooperative relationships. Some species partner with fungi or bacteria to enhance their ability to absorb water and nutrients. This kind of interspecies cooperation is a brilliant adaptation, allowing life to thrive even in such a competitive, resource-poor environment. Whether among animals or plants, cooperation becomes a powerful tool, showing that unity and teamwork can be the difference between life and death in the desert's harshest conditions. The resilience of life in the desert. The survival of species in the desert stands as a powerful testament to the resilience and creativity of life. Every plant and animal has developed remarkable adaptations to overcome the extreme challenges of this environment. Whether it's the scarcity of water and food, the intense heat, or the constant threat of predators. These adaptations go beyond just physical changes. They include unique behaviors that show nature's incredible ability to solve even the toughest problems. From observing these desert creatures, we learn that survival is all about adaptation and innovation. Through camouflage, migration, cooperation, and countless other strategies, these species show us that even in the harshest environments, life doesn't just survive, it thrives. They remind us that no matter how difficult the conditions, life always finds a way. As we reach the end of this exploration of the desert, it becomes clear that these seemingly barren landscapes are far from lifeless. They are brimming with stories of struggle, perseverance, and triumph. Nature, in its purest form, teaches us that with adaptation and determination, any challenge can be faced, no matter how insurmountable it may seem. And this is a lesson that applies to us all, no matter where we find ourselves. What do you think? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts about these incredible survival stories. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to explore more amazing journeys through nature's toughest environments. We'd love to hear your insights.